Hi, this is Jessie Ann Nichols George, and I'm coming to you today with a great little tip on how to deal with what annoys you. And we all have those things, right? They might be coming up at certain times or things that show up in our lives that really are kind of just kind of grate on our nerves a little bit or create some frustration for us. And those things could be anything. They could be screaming kids, they could be animals in the neighborhood, barking dogs, they could even be the weeds in your yard, a boss that you're not happy with, or a coworker, or somebody that you're not getting along with. And this is a great time because we have the holidays coming up, and so with the holidays sometimes family can get annoying to us after a while when we're spending a lot of time with obligations and social responsibilities. And it can also be something even as simple as bills. So when we're looking at these things, there's a couple of key aspects that we want to work with here. And one of those first key aspects to really look at is because we know that if something's annoying us on the outside, there's something that isn't quite right going on the inside. There's something unsettled there. So the first thing we want to stop and do and say, why is this triggering me? Why is that bothering me right now? Is it because I've had a rough day? Is it because I've had extra stress in my life? Is it because something that I was looking to have happen didn't go through? What is the real trigger that's happening for me? And then what we really want to do is just take that time to be conscious. What is it? Because then we can actually deal with what the actual issue is, because it's not that one weed in the yard, or it's not that one dog barking for 5 minutes or things like that. These are really very trivial things, but they bring, they're catalysts. They bring things to our attention so that we can then open up and really get to where the core issue is and realize that we have something that we haven't resolved in our day. And there's several different options for that, and I have some online courses for how to deal with some of those things, working with Reverie at the end of the moon cycle, so that's a great option for you if you want to check some of that out. I've got that going on through learnitlive.com/invite/Jessie Ann Nichols George. But what I really want to do is help you get past some of this. So once we get that awareness, then we can face the real issue. So you might say, well, really, it's not that the weed itself annoys me, but I really wanted to be out having fun instead, or I'd really like to have more time having fun. So then you realize that you've identified an issue, for example, that it's not about pulling the weeds so much as it is that you wanted to be out having fun and you just need to go and create that time to go have the fun. You need to honor that. Your soul's needing that. Your spirit, your emotions are needing that. So taking the time to honor that once you've identified it, that's very, very useful. Now, the other thing that we want to take a look at when we think about this is really getting conscious about the process when something's annoying us. And this goes beyond even just being aware of what our real trigger is, what the real issue is behind the annoyance. But stopping and thinking for a moment, what would our world be like without that annoyance or that thing that we found annoying? Okay? So for example, if it's the dog barking or if it's a child screaming, can you imagine what a world would be like if you didn't have any dogs barking, if you didn't have any children screaming? I mean, eventually what that's leading to is there would be no animals, no children. Our world would end up coming to an end, or at least our life on this world would end up coming to an end. And can you imagine if you never had that weed to pull? Okay, you might think initially that that would be nice or fun to not have those things, but it also means that you wouldn't have the place that you're living in because that weed wouldn't be there. There are so many little factors that when we stop and we look at it and we shift it around and we realize, you know what, it really isn't that big of annoyance, because what I get as a result of having that is absolutely magnificent. So it's just about shifting and stopping and being aware for just a few moments. Take the time to look at what the things are that annoy you in your life, and then see if you can imagine what it would be like to not have one of those things in the world. Even weeds, even bills have their purpose. If If you didn't have bills, you might not have electricity or water or other conveniences that are really nice to have. And that doesn't mean that we couldn't go live off the grid somewhere, but but it sure is nice to be able to have some of those conveniences. So take that moment, stop, pause, think. What's really bothering you? And what's the real trigger that's there? And what would the world be like without it? And I think you'll find that those things just really don't annoy you the same way anymore. Take care. This is Jessie Ann Nichols George, and if you'd like to find out more about my experience, right at the bottom of the YouTube video has got all my information. Jessie Ann Nichols George 1, that's the number 1.com for my website. You can check out live events at jessieannnicholsgeorge.eventbrite.com, and you can also check out those online courses again at learnitlive.com/invite Jessie Ann Nichols George, and you're welcome to contact me at any time through those avenues. Take care and have a very blessed day.